Forcing the season finale of Vigilantes just aired. We got a few more months before MHA comes back on, and we got at least till 2026 before Vigilantes airs again. But let's talk about the episode and the season as a whole. We learn that villains' bodies are being modified so they can now take larger doses of trigger. So we can expect tougher villains and tougher opponents for Koichi next year. The bad villain makes a return and goes after Koichi, trying to get his revenge, but Captain Celebrity steps in and saves the day, which is kind of becoming a recurring theme for the two of them. And Captain Celebrity is not the biggest fan of it. And we get good and bad news with Knuckle Duster. It seems his daughter Tomo has survived, so hopefully she's going to be good and well in season 2. But it looks like, unfortunately, his wife passed away, so that sucks. But he's also looks like he's quitting as a vigilante, so kind of suggested that, last episode that he possibly became a vigilante to get his daughter back. So he achieved that goal, and it looks like he's going to focus on helping her recover and repairing that relationship. So it's yet to be seen if he'll even be in season 2. I guess maybe the manga readers know, but it's yet to be seen if he'll be back in season 2 or how long we'll not have him be a part of the show. But he went out with a bang. Overall, it was a solid episode, much milder than what we had in episode 12. Not really complaining. Episode 12 was amazing. I would have liked another amazing episode, but I'd much rather this went out in just a solid episode that kind of ends everything off kind of smoothly than have a big cliffhanger. Now we're waiting a whole year to get back into the action. I'd much rather just end things in episode 12 and just show us where the characters are at within the season finale, and let's just wait till next season. So I was fine with a solid episode. Overall, I was happy with the season as a whole. First of all, we're back in the My Hero Academia universe, and I was happy we had something to hold us over till the original airs again. And we're also on the last season, so to know that we got something beyond the last season of MHA to look forward to was awesome. I also love that we get a fresh perspective with this one. With MHA, we're looking from the perspective of the villain, from the perspective of the superhero, from the perspective of those students who aim to be superheroes one day. But in this, we get a more perspective of the average human being, the average person in this universe, from the people who respect the superheroes, from their everyday lives, from the people who weren't qualified to be a superhero but still have respect, admiration, and want to give their own contribution to, having a just society. So I love all that. I think that's amazing. And I love the characters from Koichi, who he wants this so bad and he wants to contribute in any way he can, to the point where we first meet him and he's carrying old ladies' bags and recycling and helping out in just little small ways just in his free time, to Knuckle Duster, who is this broke Batman essentially, with all these different gadgets that he uses, and he pops painkillers to deal with all the getting his ass kicked and getting beat up during the show. And he teaches Koichi, hell, if I can do this with no quirk, you definitely can do this with the quirk, and we just got to figure out how to properly use your quirk. To Pop stuff, having dreams of being this pop idol and hanging around Koichi because she's in love with him, and he saved her when she was a little kid, and now she's holding on to all these feelings for him, which is super dope, and actually was a great moment to figuring that out. To Makoto, who is just like this know-it-all, get things done. Captain Celebrity is this jerk who's, not the most loved in the United States, but he comes to Japan, and she's fixed his image, and I just love the characters. Sometimes I thought the show moved a little bit slow, but they really built them up, and kind of, we get to know them, we get to know their inspiration, their motivation, why they're doing certain things. So I really enjoy getting to learn all these different characters during this season. Some big highlights for me were definitely Koichi saving Pop's up as a little kid and not realizing that she's a little kid, but he missed his hero exam, and just seeing how amazing of a guy he is. Also seeing, which was formerly my favorite episode, seeing Koichi fly. I love that whole thing. I love the fact that we have that is something that's probably going to be presented next season in a big power up possibility for him. But I love that moment when he saved Makoto and flew for a second. And the best moment for me was definitely Queen Bee versus Knuckle Duster. I thought the fight was awesome. I thought Knuckle Duster's preparation was awesome. I thought seeing, learning everything that happened between the two and seeing that whole relationship play out, I thought that was just a great way to pretty much end the season off. I also think all the cameos we get in there are really cool, from seeing Eraserhead to seeing Ingenium to Midnight. My personal favorite cameo is definitely Stain. I was super excited to see Stain here. I thought his outfit as Stendhal was so damn cool. I think they really did him wrong though. I think his backstory was pretty trash. That was actually one of my complaints from the season. I personally thought because he's such a big person in the MHA universe, he's arguably the second most important villain for all the new generation of villains he created that were inspired by him. I thought he was gonna have this whole amazing backstory, and it was kind of lame. Just the fact that he was a nutcase that lost a fight, and his whole perspective changed to something wacky was pretty lame. But eh, but another complaint, I thought the show moved kind of slow. I thought definitely at certain times of the show, we definitely were at a slow pace that I thought could have been a little quicker for sure, a little more. I think certain things could have been cut out, but I do think it was good for character building in certain situations. But some stuff I thought was a little unnecessary or a little redundant. But overall, I thought I enjoyed the season. So in season two, I'm definitely hoping we get a little bit quicker pace, a little more action. I do love the slice of life stuff, but I do think we can actually pick it up, especially now that we know the characters, know their motivations, know all their ambitions. Definitely want to see my guy Koichi ramp it up, especially now Knuckle Dust is gone. I'm thinking, I know heroes can't show up every time he's in trouble, so I'm thinking he's definitely going to have to get some combat skills this season, and or next season, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that. I want to see who's behind Trigger. We got to dive more into that. What's their goals? Well, ultimately, why are they doing this? Why are they giving this drug out? What's their plan? Who's behind this? Definitely want to see that. Overall, I think this was a pretty good first season. Definitely enjoyed it. It's been a fun ride reacting to all the episodes. Not as good as MHA for me, I gotta admit. Definitely not on MHA's level yet. I hope we get there, but I'm gonna give this one 7.5 out of 10. Can't wait for season two. Also, I'm expecting some good ass cameos.